I was thinking about mindfulness today and what that means to me. And so I just thought I would talk a little bit about what that means to me and how that looks in my life. And I'm not an expert in any way, but it's things that I'm doing for my own personal growth. And I think mindfulness is very important. And so I'm very mindful about my health and taking care of my health, working out, making sure that I'm eating healthy, that I'm buying whole foods, that I have healthy foods, and that I'm planning for those. I think a lot of people feel that they can't do these things because they don't have time, they don't have energy, they are unable to maybe make the time to do it, and they're just really not being mindful about their time. They're not setting their priorities right. Maybe that's something you need to look at. I know for me, that is a priority for me. I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I don't spend a lot of time on things that where I'm just scrolling my phone or scrolling the internet, just looking at things, doing mindless things. I'm more mindful about what I listen to, about what I'm reading, about what I'm watching, about what I'm interacting with. So that way I actually have time for all those other things that are really important in life. I also think that a lot of people aren't mindful about their interactions. They're not mindful about interactions with strangers or their friends and family. Mindfulness is really important. Having good interactions with people, looking at how you're reacting to people, thinking about those afterwards. I know for myself, especially when I was a district sales manager in retail, often after interactions with my managers or with staff, I would think about those interactions, good ones and bad ones. I would do almost like a self-analyzation. What did I do well? What did I learn from that situation? What could I do better in the next time? How did I react? Was my response good or bad? Was my response necessary? Did I overreact? Did I not react at all? And I would think about those things so that I could become more mindful in the future, as well as become more emotionally intelligent about my surroundings, about, my interactions with others. I just wanted to be mindful, and I wanted to be emotionally intelligent in having interactions with people. And I still do that today in my new career. I think about those things, I ponder those things, and sometimes we do great, and sometimes each of us don't have great interactions, and you hold the key to change that. Only you can change how you respond to people. Only you can change how you interact with people. You can't control how other people interact. You can't control other people's thoughts. You can't control other people's opinions. But you can control your response and how you interact with others. And that's what's more important is, being really mindful about your interactions, thinking about them, especially with family and friends. And again, I'm not perfect at that, but it's something that I do think about. When you're having good interactions with people, they keep you positive in life. They keep life more positive around you. People want to be around you. When you spend your life not having good interactions, people don't really want to be around you. Maybe you're offended by everything in life. That's a big thing nowadays. The amount of people that are offended by everything. You just hear this all the time. People on social media are offended by something somebody said or what somebody did. And really that just comes down to you are trying to control somebody else's responses. Even if they're about you, you cannot control somebody else's responses, but you can control how you interact, how you react. You can control how you respond and what you do. Okay. But you can't control the other person at all. And staying in that state of mind where you're offended or you're upset all the time, that's really not healthy for yourself. So you're not being mindful of your own personal health. You're not being mindful of how being offended is affecting you as a person. It's affecting your family. It's affecting your relationships. It's creating a lot of negative energy within you and within your life. And that's not healthy, and that's not good for you. And so you have to learn how to not give other people power over yourself and be offended, and let those things go. And I know that's a cliche term to some people, just let it go. But when I say that, I actually mean thinking about it, being intentional, and saying, that's okay. I'm fine with that. That person can have that opinion. That person can have that thought. That person can say that. And I am choosing to not be offended. Process your feelings properly. Take responsibility for your actions. Own them. And then be able to, again, let that go. Allow that person to be that person, but don't give that person control over you where you're offended and angry, right? Because you're giving away your power in some ways. You're giving away your power. So that's not being mindful. Being mindful is processing disappointment, owning your mistakes, owning your actions, owning your words, and that's being mindful about how you speak, how you think, how you live. And so it all goes together. How are you mindful with your health? How are you mindful with eating? Are you mindful with, you always want to work out, but you never work out and get healthy. So are you being mindful? Are you setting goals? Are you working towards them? Are you being mindful about your thoughts and your interactions with others? And so those are all key things for you to be thinking about. How do I have more healthy interactions with people? How do I make myself happier and healthier? How do I stay more positive? Those are all very important things for you to have and to think about. I often think that people just don't think about their health, even how their physical health affects your mental health, your emotional health. They're all together as one. And so you have to be very mindful about being physically healthy, being mentally healthy, being emotionally healthy, and being spiritually healthy. Those are all very important things. And so I'm just leaving with you with this is just think about those today. How can you be more mindful in your interactions with others? How can you be more mindful with your health choices, with eating and working out, taking better care of your body? How are you going to be more mindful about your emotional well-being, being able to let things go, being able to have healthy interactions with others, owning your mistakes? That's a big one. Lots of people nowadays, when they make a mistake or they need to say sorry, they just can't. And that's not healthy for you or for your relationships. If you make a mistake, just say sorry. Own it. Own it. Eat some humble pie. Eat some humble pie. We've all had to do it. It's hard. It's not easy to do, but it makes you stronger as a person and people respect you. So that's my thoughts for today, everybody. I just leave you with that. So just be mindful. You can probably hear the rain here. I live in the greater Vancouver area in Canada. We don't have rain. We don't have snow at this time of year. We have rain, and we get crazy rain. I wanted to go out for a run today, but I saw the weather might be a little bit better tomorrow, so I'll get maybe a little bit less wet. But so I'm just encouraging you, be mindful about your thoughts, be mindful about your interactions, have an incredible day, be positive, stay healthy, make good choices, and we'll talk soon.